Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I kind of took a few days off, maybe 5 or 6 days off since the last time I did a recording for our Ubuntu series, and kind of gave me a little time to think about like what should I go over next. I mean, I kind of touched over some basic things in the desktop, some of the basic applications, navigating around the desktop. Installing applications from the Software Center, and in addition to doing some virtualization things. So today I kind of thought that I would start, since today's Tuesday, I'm going to coin this Terminal Tuesday. Dun, dun, dun. So we're going to make today Terminal Tuesday. The dreaded terminal, the command line. It's not typically something that your basic Ubuntu user or kind of newbie user is going to want to dive into. But I wanted to start out by, excuse me, I wanted to maybe go over some of your basic, your file directory basic commands. We'll break some of the terminal down. We'll break the sessions down. So because there's a lot of things you can do within the terminal that I can't necessarily cover in one sitting or one video session. So we'll like I said, I came up with our Terminal Tuesday, and we will on Tuesdays we'll go over some new terminal basics and functions of the terminal, just to get the average person a little bit more comfortable and used to navigating and using the command line, because it's an actual very powerful tool. So in the spirit of that, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. What you want to do is you're going to find and open up any terminal that you may have, whether it's just terminal. I've got a different command line interpreter installed, so you can, by default, Ubuntu and most of your Debian or Ubuntu, or I know really Ubuntu does, but you have I just passed it. So you have, it comes out of the box with this here terminal, and this is how it loads up. It's the default terminal for Ubuntu. It's okay. I actually installed one called Terminator. I like it because it allows you can open up multiple instances or sessions, shell sessions. So I could Control Shift T and open up another tab shell, or I can right click in an existing shell and split either horizontally or vertically. So I could do that. I got two right there going. I could actually split that, and I've got two shells, and it's all within the same window. So I can physically move around and have multiple things running or connections to various different machines or servers or whatnot, whatever I'm doing. So that's the basis of this terminal here. I'm not going into any details on configurations of this, but this is typically what I use. And like I said, we're going to go over some file and directory basics commands. We'll start off with you have the list command, or the list files command. It's this command actually it lists, as it states, it lists or shows you the files and directories in a current location. So right now, let's start off. Let me clear out some of this so we got a clear screen up here. So our ls command, let's just type ls. Hit enter. Give me a second here. I got some share mappings. Sometimes it takes a little bit to read and recognize. Give it a second here. You're killing me, man. Come on. What is going on? home. There we go. So ls, and this lists this lists the contents of the current directory that I'm in. So ls, like I said, lists files or folders. But you can see this is my home folder location. So let's do a few things with ls. Now let me show you what you can do with ls. Right now we're just showing folders. So let's say I want to see a little bit more information on these. So I say ls minus space minus l. Actually, let's do this. Space minus and help. Is it H or help? No, ls space help. Alright. So this actually pulls our help documentation from our man pages. I'm going to show you. So there's a few things. I mean, you can excuse me. You can space minus a. This lists all entries. What I want to do is you have ls space. You can do a space minus d to list the directories. And I want to list. We want to list. And right here, this is a good one here, human readable. So list space minus h will give us human readable if you want file size. So I want to list, and I'm gonna long form. Is it long format? Do not ignore entry starting with. So ls space minus a. Oh, why are you doing this to me? You're killing me, son. I got too much share stuff. I'm gonna change to a different directory real quick here. So this, and I will go to the downloads folder. So ls, bam. So these are things that I've got downloaded. I've downloaded previously, image files and things like that. So ls space minus a. What did a give us? What A will do is list anything that's actually hidden. So if you have hidden files or folders, ls space minus a will list anything that's hidden. So let's say ls space minus l. This will list folders. This will list the contents and actually give us the size of these files. Now these are all in bytes, or bytes. So if you want, that's when I mentioned about that H option. So you can say ls space minus L and H for human readable, and watch how it prints those the size of those files out now. Bam, human readable. So now you see 93 megabytes, 39 megabytes, 1.3 gig, 16 megabytes, 4 kilobytes. So it actually gives you more human readable format when you're looking at the file size. You're not trying to kind of guess and determine what you're actually looking at. So ls lists the current whatever directory that you're in, or if you want to list a different directory that you're in, you could say ls and my home directory, and I want to list, let me see what's in my software. Bam. So not only can you do your current location, you can do a remote location, if you will, location other than where you're currently residing. So I did one of my software, and then it lists out my software. Now let's do the ls space minus lh, so we can get a long format and human readable. And there we go. So it gives us the human reader. This list the contents of software, which contains a total of 3.6 gigs of data, and it gives you human readable format, and date timestamp, and you got permissions, read write, and things like that. So LS is good for quickly listing the files, and you can kind of get size information. You can get size information, timestamp, date and timestamp of when the file was modified. You can get permissions. You can find out who's the owner of the file, and if there's a group that has access to the files as well. Okay, so let's move on. Our next command we're going to kind of talk about real quick is our copy command. And as it is, it's just this is when you want to copy a file. So let's list. Let's find a file to copy here. I'm going to copy this this PNG file right here. Let's say this hour's eye here. This is actually the eye of Horus. So let's copy this CP, and you want to copy you CP space and then the name of the file that you want to copy. So hour there, and its space is over, then the location where you want to copy to. So and here's where you can do a few interesting things. You can copy to a specific location by putting in the path like we did before for the list command. So let's say I want to copy this to my software folder or this picture folder. So I say CP for copy space the file that I want to copy space and then the location, and where I want to copy it is pictures. And there you go. And you see this little tilde sign. Some of you may have noticed I typed this little tilde sign in there. That is actually a short, kind of a short interpretation or short version of typing in home backslash. So this, the tilde, is the same thing as that. So it that's a short version of instead of typing in your home directory, you can type in just that tilde. Linux knows that you're referencing your home directory. So I did that, and I said / the directory I want to copy to, and I said pictures. I tabbed that pictures, and we're going to hit enter, and done. That's pretty much it. The copy command doesn't give you any output, so you're not going to know kind of what's going on. You really just you have to check the directory, make sure it's there. Oh yeah, that's why I like this. So let's split that. Let's go back. We'll say pictures, and there is our file. Yay. So that is our copy. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, that's simple. You want to copy a file. Let's say if you want to copy multiple files, you would easiest way to copy multiple files. There's a few things. I'll save that for another video because that's a little bit of a little bit more of advanced command line stuff. I don't want to. This is what I'm focusing on, is more basic stuff. Copy, move, create folders, files, things like that. So we did our copy. Let's copy a directory. How do you copy a directory from the command line? So let's see if we have a directory, and I don't know if I do. Yeah, I do. So you're going to say CP for copy, and actually let's pull up the help so we can show you here. See what it's telling us we can do here. So here's our description. So you got copy, sys usage CP, then you put in your options here, space options, and then your source, and then your source directory, and copy your source, then destination. So on the copy, you see there's a couple of different options that you can plug in if you, when you want to copy. As you can see here, there's interactive. This will actually prompt you if you're overriding a file that already exists. There's what do we have here? What I'm looking for, recursive, right here. This is the bread and butter here. This is what you're really looking for when you want to copy a directory. Because by default, if you try to copy, just use the cp copy command on a directory, it won't work. It's not going to go. It's going to say, hey, that's a directory. I can't copy that. So I'm going to show you just for its demonstration here. Let me see what we got. Let's say copy. And let's grab this SOE Power Suites. SOE. SEO Power Suites. And let's copy it to our pictures like we did the other one. Okay, and that was what, pictures. So we said home and pictures. Oh wow, see, omitting directory. See, it won't let you. You have to, because it's a directory. It won't copy. It won't go into the directory. So it'll if you try to copy a directory with just the cp command, it'll omit that directory. And the way you have to do it, so in order to actually copy a directory, is you have to copy it recursively. And what that will do is it will actually go inside the directory and say, okay, you want to copy this directory? Let me go in there and see if anything's in there, and I'll copy that too. So, and that option or that switch is space minus R. So if you put cp space minus R, your source folder, and then to the destination, and let's hit enter, and let's see what happens. And just like when we copied a file, you don't get any terminal output, any output from the terminal. So what you have to do is actually, let's verify. LS that. And folks, there it is. There is my SEO Power Suite folder. It's pretty straightforward. And that's how that's how you copy files and folders. I mean, like that. And it goes pretty, it's pretty direct. So that's our copy command. And like I said, if you want to get a little bit more in depth on some of these commands, check out the man pages. You can type cp and then hit man, or I probably told you wrong, man. CP. So, and this actually comes from the Linux manual pages, which every Linux OS come with manual pages. Tells you like all the ins and outs of all the various commands and what you can do with them. So as you can scroll down here, this is basically almost exact information that we got when we hit the help, when we hit the cp space dash dash and then help. So I'm going to quit out of there. So remember, the man pages are a great resource for if you want to really dive into a little bit more of the detailed specifics on some of these commands. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the move command. And the move command actually will serve two purposes. So the move you can move a file or a folder from one location to the other, or if you just want to rename a file from the command line, the move will do that. So let's do a demonstration here. I am going to let's remove that SEO Power Suites. Actually, let me save the remove until I actually get to my where we're removing files. So we said we want to rename. I'm going to rename. So I've got theme. There's a folder here, right here, theme music. Let's rename that. So what you would do is you would say move, or MV. I'm sorry, MV for move, and you'd say theme, because that's the file that you want to move or rename. Hit the space and then let's rename it. And we're going to say new underscore theme music. And once we hit enter, that theme music folder should now be renamed new theme music. So let's go ahead and enter. Let's see what happens. Okay. No visual output. So let's hit it. Let's do our ls command. Remember what that is? ls? Yeah. All right, ls. And so as you notice, that folder here, let me scroll up a little bit so you can see, or here I can drag this down. So as you can see, here's the original folder. It was theme music. We did the move rename, and we renamed it to new theme music. And it's simple as that. And if you want to change it back, just hit that MV move and say so our source, the original file, new theme music, space, and I want to say I made a mistake. Let's just call it theme music. Theme music. Enter. I want ls, and there it is. It's right back. Okay, folks, give me a second here. Okay, so we did a move. We did our move, or that was actually a rename. Let's move a file or a folder. So I got some stuff here in my downloads. We're going to move something to our software folder. So I got a Kali Linux ISO here. I'm going to do that one. So what you want to do is you want to say MV, and you want to put in your source file that you want to move, and we said Kali Linux 2016 AMD ISO. Okay, source file, MV source file, space, and where do you want to move this to? Our shorthand home command or button here, and that tilde sign takes us to our home / and I want to move this to my software folder. Software. Okay, let's get that out of there. Move it. Bam, and it's gone. That's that fast. Literally that fast. ls, and as you can see, that ISO, that Kali Linux ISO is gone. So let's go back. Let's verify. Let's go into our software folder. ls, and there it is. There it is. Kali Linux, bam, right there. And this works. Excuse me. This works. Files and folders. So let's move a folder. That was a file. Let's move a folder. And I'm gonna let's do that. Let's move that Power Suites. Let's try that one again. SEO, and then to software. And let's move that. Bam. It's ls. And I don't see it in the downloads. Let's look at our software, ls, and there's our Power Suites. So we've moved a file, we've moved a folder, we've listed some stuff. Let's see what we got next here. So next on our deal here is deleting files and deleting folders. Okay, you want to be careful when deleting, especially in Linux, because once it's gone, it is gone. So let's clean up some stuff. I need to clean up some stuff here in some of my folders anyway. So we're gonna excuse me. Sorry folks, getting a little, need to grab some water probably. There's my water right there. Grab a little water. I got a little dry horse. Okay, so where are we at? We're at deleting files. So let's delete some stuff. Deleting is let's see, is RM for remove, and I'm going to show you how to do file in a folder, because you can't just remove a folder, especially if there's something in it. It won't let you remove it. So let's remove a file first. So RM space, and let's pick a file here. Let's say the how about that Kali Linux DNS. Kali, remove Kali S3, hit enter, LS, and it is gone. That is pretty much that simple, folks. Straightforward. RM space and then the source file that you want to remove. Let's do a folder. Removing a folder, it works similar, or if not almost exactly like the copy command. So remember when I said that on the copy command, when you try to copy a folder without that -R switch, it won't let you do it. So it'll omit or bypass that folder. Same principle. If we try to remove, let's remove a folder here. I'm going to say the theme. No, let's go to I might have to make a folder. Let me make sure I got something worth. Okay, power, let me copy that power suites back. -R SCO, that, bang, down, because I'm gonna use that as my, okay, so there. Now we're gonna remove, I'm gonna show you when you remove a folder without that, it does have something in it, doesn't it? LS space -RLH SCO power suites. So yeah, there's some things in there. Okay, so let's okay, so we're gonna remove, we just want to do, I'm gonna show you, demonstrate this SCO, and let's hit enter. Oh, cannot remove power suites, it's a directory. See, just like the copy, so you can't remove a directory just with the remove command alone. So what you have to do, even if the you know, although it's a directory, what you have to do is say RM space -R. That stands for recursive. So let's see what the help files have for us. So here we go. So you got, and remove directories and their contents recursively right here, and that's the -R. Then you have D. So if you have an empty directory, you can just do a -D, and if it's empty, it'll just remove any empty directories. So we're going to do this -R. Just notice you can do little r, big R, or just put -- recursive. But this is going to remove that recursively. So let's go back. Let me hit the up. Go back a little bit. Space -R, and let's hit enter. See what it does. Where'd it go? It's gone. LS, and no more power suites. Folks, there you go. So RM space -R will recursively move directories. If the directory is empty, space -D. Okay, got that? All right, so next let's move on to our let's change directories. I know you've been seeing me kind of back around and move through stuff. So the CD command, and I believe this is that's a standard Windows change directory command too. So you can CD, and it, like I said, that stands for change directory. And from there you simply space it and put in the path of where you want to go. And this, I put whack. I'm gonna go to. I'll just kind of navigate, and I'll show you some different locations. This is actually how you can practice navigating around your Linux system. Get familiar with where your actual files and folders reside. So let's say go into like where most of the configuration files are kept, which is the etc or etc directory. Hit enter, cd, and it takes me right in there. I can ls, list my contents, do some of the commands we learned. Let's say ls space minus lh, gives us the contents listed out, gives us the size of everything that's in that current directory. Okay, with the exception of folders, it won't list the size of the folders with that command, so you have to kind of do that a little bit different. Okay, so that's pretty. Change directory is pretty straightforward. I don't think there's really much help. Yeah, there's really not much help. You just you change cd and then to the directory you want to go. So let's go back home. I can say, now let me show you this. So cd, if you want to go straight to your home directory no matter where you're at, you can type /home and then your name, or you can type in that tilde I mentioned. So you can say shift change directory tilde, I want to go home, bam, and it takes you instantly to your home location. Let's go back. So I did cd, went back to my my configuration directory. Okay, let's change directory, and we want to, if I said here in home JC, same thing, bam. It's supposed to list my contents here. I think it's struggling because I've got a couple of map drives and stuff going on. It takes a little time to I got some NFS shares here, these two here. It takes a little time for it to list my directory. Okay, so we did our change directory. So let's say you move somewhere. Let's say you boot up, you open up, you don't know where you are. You want to find out, well, where location and where am I at? You have the print working directory command, pwd. You type pwd in, bam, tells you where, it tells you the exact location where you're at. So that way, if you've been typing, you're like, I don't remember where I am. You don't want to start, deleting, removing stuff. You're not sure what path you're in. So I could go, let's just go to some random path load. So this is just a user local. Let's pwd. It says we're in the usr user /local directory. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Print working directory shows you your location. Okay, I'm going to go back home. ls that. I'll let it read that. Okay, we're down to like two of our kind of final bottom commands here. We've got our make directory and remove directory. So we're going to create a directory, and you do that. So you do that by, I didn't mean to do that. So let's go. I'm in software. Fine. Oops. So let's say I want to put some of these ISO images in their own folder here. So what you want to do is say you want to make a directory. So you want to say mkdir, and that stands for mk make dir for directory. You hit space. Let's just name it. And I want to call these ISO images. And you hit enter. It creates that directory. Let's ls, see what's there. And where, oh, right here in front of my face. And there's my folder, ISO images. So from there, I can start moving and copying files and things like that. So let's move a file into that folder. I want to move. I need to get rid of all these GNS3s. I'm gonna show you. This is a little quick shortcut here. We'll dive in some of these shorter commands that you can type in for kind of truncating your searches and things like that. So what this says is I'm going to move it, and the star says anything. So and these are actually kind of what they call regular expressions. So I want to say star stands for anything dot in the current directory that ends in or anything. Well, actually, what this is saying is move. You're in the current directory, so you're going to move any file that ends, the dot that ends with GNS3A, and I want to move that to ISO. So what that's going to do, it's going to grab anything that ends, that has that file extension, and it's going to move it into that ISO images folder. See? Let's see what happens. Bam. No output. Let's take a look. We should have a less amount of files you see on our output. And there we go. We don't have anything. All of those .gns3a files should all be in ISO. So we cd change directory to there, and we'll ls to list the contents of that directory. And there you have it. There's all of those GNS3A files. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so we've created a directory. Now you've got a direct. Let's say you want to clean up some stuff. How do you get rid of that directory from the command line? Very simple. So let's go back. I want to get rid of that. I don't need those ISO images. I'm just taking up space. Let's get rid of it. So what you want to do is there's a rmdir. That stands for remove. That's like the remove command and the dir command. So it's saying remove directory. And what directory do you want to remove? I want to say ISO images. And let's hit enter. Bam. This is another thing I was talking about, if there's stuff in the directory. So if you have, if there's contents in the directory, you're going to get this message here. Failed to remove ISO images. The directory is not empty. So how do we get rid of it? It's empty. How do I get rid of that? Well, let's see what the help says. Okay. So, removing a directory Okay, so let's try. I haven't tried that before. Remove parent. ISO. It's not empty. So yeah, I think you're gonna have to use the rm on that. So you're gonna have to rm space -r ISO images. Hit enter. Yeah, and it's gone. So that's how you remove it. The directory has to be empty in order to use the rmdir command. Okay, so we've done that. Oh, I want to show you how to create a link. Let's say you want to make a shortcut link, and so you don't have to use the original file. So let's create a link from this inithooks conf file here. So let's what you want to do is there's the ln command for link. And you want to say link .NET hooks, and what you do is you give it a name. So after this, you say link this file, and then link it to, what do you want to link it to? This, we're going to call it LXC config _config .conf. Let's hit enter. ls, and there is our link. So we cat lx, bam. So that just links you, that creates a link to the original file, which will operate that file from the link. It'll operate as the original. Okay, so that shouldn't have been too long, folks. I don't know, maybe it's probably what, I don't, we're on here 20 or 30 minutes, I guess. I mean, we talked about, what are we, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 commands here. So we went through, we talked about ls, which is the list command, cp, which is our copy. We talked about rm, which is our remove command. We talked about mv, which is our move or rename. So that serves two purposes. You can move the file or you can rename it. We talked about the link, creating links from the command line terminal. We talked about the print current working directory, pwd. We talked about, did a demonstration on making a directory, mkdir or mkdir, and the rmdir, so in removing a directory. Folks, it's kind of the, just jump on there and navigate around. You have to kind of get in there, get your hands dirty, play with it. Navigate around the command line. Use some of these basic commands that we talked about and discussed this today. You know, use that ls command. See what you got in there. You know, if you got files, move and copy those files around. Get more familiar with, just more familiar with the command line, because the more you are, the more you use it, the more it doesn't become so intimidating for some people. I was initially kind of intimidated when I started my path down the Linux path. It was intimidating at first. I didn't really want to mess with servers and things like that until I just started navigating and messing around with the command line and practicing and using some of these basic commands to move files, navigate, delete files, create directories, create folders, create files. Now it just becomes, a lot of the commands become second nature. So give it a whirl, try it out. You know, this. I think on our next video we'll pick up some more. We'll continue on with our Terminal Tuesday, is what we're calling this. So the next terminal video will be next Tuesday, the following Tuesday. So we're gonna make these our Terminal Tuesday. We're gonna go through. We're gonna talk about some different bash commands on how to do things and navigate around your Linux terminal, get you more familiar. Because like I said, I want these to be very learning and educational for the basic end user. I want you to be able to get on and say, man, I love this system. This is, man, I can, because this will do everything and more that a Windows system will do. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. If you like it, please share it, comment, like it below. Leave us some comments in the comment field, and visit our Facebook page. We're Be With Consulting. Be with the best if you want to be with anybody, because we're here, and I appreciate you guys. That's really all I got. So join me on the next video. This has been JC, Be With Consulting. Check out the website www.bewith.net, because like I said, if you want to be with anybody in the IT game, you want to be with the best.